Homework check 12.3. For question number 2, we have to find the surface area of the figure. So we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared, and then plug in the numbers, you get 5 squared plus 12 squared equals the slant height squared, which is L. Then you have 25 plus 144 equals slant height squared. Then you get 169 equals L squared. Then L ends up equaling 13. So then we can plug it in the equation. So SA equals pi times 5 squared plus pi times 5 times 13. And then simplifying more, we get SA equals 25 pi plus 65 pi. Then SA equals 90 pi. Then SA should equal 282.74. For the third question, we have to find the surface area of the figure again. And we know the slant height now, so we can get 6. It's a hexagon, so 6 times 1/4, 7 squared, square root of 3 plus 1/2 times 42 times 8. So that 42 is perimeter. 8 is the slant height, and then you get 3 over 2 times 49 times square root of 3. Then you'll get S equals 147 square root of 3 over 2 plus 168. And then you'll get SA to equal around 295.305. So SA equals 295.0305. For day 2, for the first question, we have to find the surface area of the pentagonal pyramid with the height of 6 and radius of 4. So S equals B plus 1/2 times P times L. So it equals also equal 1/2 AP plus 1/2 PL. And then knowing our figure, and then we can take 360 divided by 5 equals 72 over 2. Then that'll equal 36. We can take that triangle out. So the triangle will be a right triangle with a 36 degree and A and X and 4. And we can use sine and cosine to figure this out. So what's the cosine of 36 equals A over 4. Then you'll get 4 cosine 36 equals A because multiplying the 4. And then you have to take the sine of 36 equals X over 4. And you get X equals the 4 sine of 36. But that's only half of it. So one side equals 8 sine of 36. And then multiplying that number by 5, you get the perimeter equals 40 sine of 36. Then you get it to be, then we have to find the slant height. So A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So we have a right triangle again. So it's 4 cosine of 36. The slant height, and then 6, and the slant height is what we're looking for. So 6 squared plus 4 cosine of 36 squared equals slant height squared. So then you can take slant height to equal the square root of everything. So it's 36 plus 4 cosine of 36 squared. And then just plug it in the equation. So SA equals 1/2 of 4 cosine of 36 times 40 sine of 36 plus 1/2 of 40 sine of 36 and times the square root of 36 plus 4 cosine of 36 squared. And then plugging that into your calculator, you get it should equal around 118.181. So the surface area equals 118.181. For day 3, for the first question, we have to find X. So SA equals 305, and the side equals 4X. and we know that because what we're getting. So we have 305. We plug in the equation. So 305 equals 614 times 4x squared, square root of 3 plus 1/2, 24x times 5. And then just solving for x, then you have 305 equals 24x squared times square root of 3 plus 60x. I'm making it to equal 0, so 0 equals 24 square root of 3x squared, because you have to have the square root of 3 before the x squared, and then plus 60x minus 305 because you're subtracting it. And then you have a to equal 24 square root of 3, b to equal 60, and c to equal negative 305. And then now we have to plug in the distance formula, so negative 60 plus or minus the square root of 60 squared minus 4 times 24 squared root of 3 times negative 305 all over 2 times a, which is 2 times 24 squared root of 3. And then you can get negative 60 plus or minus square root of 3,600 minus 4 times 24 square root of 3 times negative 305, and all over 2 times 24 square root of 3. And now we can simplify this down more. So you will get negative 60 plus or minus the square root of 3,600 plus 29280, I think that says, it's times square root of 3, and then divide by 48 square roots of 3. Then we can plug in the equation as, this is how we're going to plug in the calculator. So we have parentheses negative 60 plus or minus square root of parentheses 3,600 plus 29,280 times square root of 3. And then close parentheses. And then divide it by parentheses 48 square root of 3 and close parentheses. So you'll get x to equal, and that's not supposed to be there, like, so you get x to equal 2.08 and negative 3.524. For the third question, we have to find the value of r with the surface area of 164 and the slant height is 8. So 164 equals pi r squared plus 8 pi r, because we're plugging it in the equation. So then getting it to 0, so 0 equals pi r squared plus 8 pi r minus 164. And then a equals pi, b equals 8 pi, and c equals negative 164. And plug in the formula, you get negative 8 pi plus or minus square root of 8 pi squared minus 4 times pi times negative 164, and this is all over 2 times pi. So then you can take negative 8 pi plus or minus the square root of 118 pi squared plus 656 pi, and that's divided by 2 pi. So then plugging that into your calculator, you'll get the surface area to equal negative 12.259 and 4.258, and that's the end of